Euro 96. The teams, the players, the issues. What are England's chances? Can Scotland take the trophy? Can either match the power of the Dutch, Italians and Germans? From the team who know football, Euro 96. The countdown starts Thursday at 11:40.
Hello. Earlier Thursday night, sports promoter Ellington reluctantly gets involved in a pop concert, tries to get his brother out of a Dutch jail and faces a takeover bid for his agency. 9 o'clock Thursday. Sport everywhere. As we go on with this.
Late. I'm going to be late! Where are you? Come on. Where are you, my little beauties? June! Have you seen me lucky pants?
This programme is sponsored by Umbro.
Lou Macari's dream of taking Stoke City to Wembley in the playoffs was enhanced by a rock-solid, well-drilled performance at Leicester. The goalkeepers apart, Mark Prudo and Kevin Poole, it wasn't spectacular. They were both unbeatable. This was Poole from Potter, one of the saves of the season. Clever positional play and outstanding reflexes. Prudo from Claridge was Peter Schmeichel-like. Get everything in the way and there's every chance that something will. Dave Bassett has transformed Crystal Palace and they're the most likely candidates to meet Stoke or Leicester at Wembley after snatching victory at Charlton.
Hazard trying it overhead. And Carl Dilks puts it over the line to make it 2-1 Palace.
Blackpool also enjoyed their away day at Bradford. Tony Ellis with a touch of perfection and an ideal platform to complete the formalities. As for Crewe, they squandered a 2-goal lead against Notts County, but the second division's past masters are a match for anyone, home or away. Hello there, phase 2 of the playoffs. It's either Wembley or as you were for next season. 6 teams are going to be bitterly disappointed tonight. Well, Jim's here, hopefully with a good luck message for Stoke, Crewe and Blackpool at Wembley. All must be decided tonight, extra time, penalties, anything's possible. First stop is the Victoria Ground. It was stalemate on Sunday. Commentators Jimmy Greaves and Alan Parry.
The Victoria Ground is packed to capacity, the atmosphere crackling and the prize at stake. A place at Wembley to keep the Premiership dream alive. Stoke City, who last played at the top level 11 years ago, have had a wonderful season, whatever happens tonight. With little money to spend, Lou Macari and Chick Bates have produced a successful team against the odds. And back in August, no one really expected them to be in this position. Their lineup tonight is unchanged for the 7th game in succession. Martin O'Neill makes just one change from Sunday's team. Gary Parker returns in midfield with Mark Robbins dropping down to the substitutes bench. Leicester will start with 5 men in midfield, but they do have the option of moving Emil Heskey into attack. The referee tonight, Gurnham Singh from Wolverhampton. Well, we must have a winner tonight. Extra time and penalties if necessary. And something's got to give. Stoke have one of the best home records in the First Division. Leicester, one of the best records away. Grayson with the first clearance. Stoke get the first throw. And Mike Sheeran likely to be a key figure in tonight's game. 9 in his last 12 games for him. Leghorn beating Claridge to it, but Parker, restored to the starting lineup tonight, wins it back. Clarkson going through the first tackle. Sturridge couldn't make it the second time, and Lennon cleaned up nicely. The ball took a very awkward bounce in front of Poole. Watch his clearing header. I think we're liable to see some very strong physical challenges early on here, Jim.
Yes, I think it's going to be one of those games again like it was on Sunday, where both sides are going to try and take command very early doors. Good decision, I think, to play Gary Parker. I think if anybody's got a sense of direction, it's him, and that's what the game lacked, certainly in the first half an hour on Sunday. So I'm sure he's been put in the side to calm things down a little bit and hopefully put some pinpoint balls through.
It's going to be a tense night. Heskey winning a fine header, turned on then by Claridge to Taylor. Is down the right-hand side here. Tries to return it to Taylor, picked up pace in the wind. Parker. Stoke fans claiming they should have had a free kick. It goes on to Claridge. Oh, great defending again by Whittle. Claridge looked in the clear for a moment then. Parker. Loses out to Potter this time. There's one for Sheeran to chase, Walsh favourite. He got the clearance wrong and has given away a corner. But the other, number 5, Justin Whittle, came to Stoke's rescue with that interception moments earlier.
Oh, that was a brilliant tackle of Whittle's, because Stevie carried it through. And a great ball by Gary Parker. That's what Leicester have been looking for, and it was on there, save for this man's intervention.
Stoke always a big threat from the set pieces. Keeper got a punch to that one, despite the crowd of players in front of him. Lennon under pressure. Stoke City get the throw-in. It was aimed at Sheeran. It came off the defender, and then Taylor did well to turn it away. Clarkson, back to Wallace. Leghorn under pressure. Clarkson with a nice bit of skill in possession. Good clearance by Watts. Claridge. And Taylor bursts forward, but straight into danger. Watts with an excellent ball out of defence. Taylor. Now Whitlow. Taylor looks for Heskey in the middle. And this kick was by Claridge. Then Lennon arrived on the scene. Claridge again turns it forward. Parker. Good little ball for Grayson. And Potter did the defender's role exceptionally well. Parker again. Chip forward. That looks a good ball. And a great claim from the Leicester supporters for a penalty as Taylor went down, but the referee says play on. Izzet wins it well. Now Claridge gets it back to Izzet. That's a splendid ball. Heskey's in a great position, far post. Oh, wonderful goalkeeping by Crudo. So important that for Stoke.
Yeah, good bit of goalkeeping by Mark Crudo. That came out perfectly. Leicester certainly looking the most dangerous at the moment. Gary Parker prodding the balls through, and the lads are willing to run for them up front.
Clarkson getting his foot right through that one, and Sheeran took it brilliantly. Wonderful control by Sheeran.
Lovely bit of football this. Ball is lifted long, but what a great bit of control by Mike Sheeran. Look at that, superb and a good hit.
Taylor. There's one for Heskey to chase. He's done well, Heskey! Well, it was wide of target, but the strength and positional nous he showed was impressive.
Well, you have to say that Leicester actually are looking the better side at the moment and creating opportunities.
And these two Great Midlands clubs fighting tooth and nail here for the right to go to Wembley and possibly into the Premiership. And nothing between them in the 2 games so far, but Leicester just getting ahead tonight perhaps. Here's Scott Taylor. It comes back to Parker. It's a good-looking ball. Heskey took it well and tried to slide it through to Taylor. Desperate defending again, this time by Clarkson, has given Leicester City a corner.
Yeah, desperate defending, but good defending. Leicester without doubt of a better team tonight, but they still haven't been able to break Stoke down.
Parker driving it in. Heskey got between the defenders. Comes back out. And Taylor couldn't quite get the ball down quickly enough. And the shot then driven in by Whitlow, who claimed, I think it went off a Stoke man en route, but no corner has been given. It's a goal kick.
Yes, it's a big one from Mike Whitlow, this, isn't it? Comes straight in there.
Heskey. Whitlow is adjudged to have fouled him. It seemed a bit harsh to me, that decision.
It looked very harsh initially. I just wonder whether the referee, Gupta, being a bit closer than us, I think he saw the foot come round.
Parker chipping it in. It's a good one too, but the header and the Welsh obviously took a deflection because it's a corner.
Actually, he's the one man you can see scoring at the moment, is Steve Walsh, if he gets up there and gets his head to one pretty solidly. Nearly pulled it off on Sunday, actually.
And he's taken up a position, edge of the penalty box. And it's driven in towards him, and he did win the header. And then away by Wallace, the smallest man in the penalty area, I think. Well played Lennon for Leicester. We've reached first half stoppage time now as it's pumped in towards Heskey. And then a foul by him on Whitlow. A few free kicks have gone against him in this half.
Yeah, he don't seem a happy bunny tonight, does he, Emil Heskey?
Ball coming off Izzard's head, but that's half time anyway. Stoke City and Leicester City have been playing for, what, 2¼ hours now, and still nothing to show between them. Certainly not a goal, and we've reached half-time in this second leg of the Victoria Ground with a 0-0 scoreline. Stoke City 0, Leicester City 0. Stoke City get us underway then for the second half of this second leg, and remember, we must have a result tonight. Stoke have let in only 15 goals at home this season. Only the champion Sunderland have conceded fewer goals than that in their home matches, but Leicester have got the best scoring record away from home in the division, and it's they who go on the attack first, with Heskey trying to get into a shooting position here and getting the ball across the field. To restore Gary Parker to the Leicester team has paid off handsomely, and quite incredibly, it's the first goal that Parker has scored for almost 9 months. He scored in the first 3 matches of the season back in August, and none since.
Well, the roles were switched here. Heskey does the graft and makes up a beautiful cross. Gary Parker coming in on it. Goodbye.
A brilliant volley, and Gary Parker has provided the long-awaited breakthrough in this game. And what a vital goal it is, because it goes without saying that it's given Leicester advantage on the night. But remember, with the possibility of an away goal counting double after extra time, then basically Stoke now have to score twice to beat Leicester and go through to Wembley in the playoff final. That's how important Parker's goal is.
Beautifully struck goal.
And that will light the fire, really, in this game now. Sheeran going forward. Beglin drives it in, and that's a goal kick. Well, the Leicester bench were led on a merry jig by Martin O'Neill the moment that ball hit the back of the Stoke net. Gary Parker's had to wait patiently. The previous half-dozen games he'd been a substitute, struggled to get back into the side on a regular basis after a calf injury, but his performance as a second-half sub on Sunday in the first leg meant that Martin O'Neill picked him in the starting lineup tonight. Beglin. Clarkson. Ripping it away. Claridge won the header, didn't realise he had the ball. Wallace.
Get out.
It's going to be an easier task for Leicester now. I know this sounds silly, having got the goal, but they can allow Stoke to come onto them and catch Stoke on the break, and I think this is what their tactic will be now.
Taylor, Heskey. Taylor was caught as he played the ball away by Wallace. Free kick. Scott Taylor played for Reading in the playoffs last season. Naturally enough, Leicester will try to take as much time as they can about the free kick. The referee has just warned them to get on with it. Parker. Much too close to the goalkeeper as Watts came flying in. Good clearance by Grayson, and Claridge must have still been offside. Sturridge. Potter's cross looks dangerous. Very timely clearance by Walsh. And Devlin gets a good-looking ball into the box. But again, Leicester defend. Now it comes to Wallace. Couldn't quite shape for the shot. And Gleghorn and a right foot shot is not a great combination. Had it been on his left, who knows?
Yes, it was always going to be second best for Nigel Gleghorn there. Right foot.
Claridge trying to turn Whittle. Sigurdsson gets it clear. Now Lennon. And good play by Lennon. Parker turned it on, which is all he could do under pressure there. And Claridge beaten to it again by Sigurdsson. Clarkson with a long ball. Straight at Watts. However, Sheeran was really up for that challenge and took it off Watts and has got Sturridge to his right. Maybe he should have fed in. He decided to shoot.
He could have passed it, but he's turned inside, and actually it's turned out to be quite a good effort.
Claridge. Lennon. Grayson straight away under pressure, but lost Sheeran cleverly. Parker. Ooh, that's a sloppy ball to the substitute Carruthers. And Parker and Wallace went in with equal determination. Carruthers keeping it in play and doing well, the former Villa man. Comes out of Clarkson. And Whitlow's tackle was enough to knock him off his stride. Here's Parker. Clarkson comes back to win it again. They're determined to win every single challenge. It's a trait of Stoke that we've seen so often this season as Gleghorn tries to pick out Sturridge.
That was a good ball by Nigel Gleghorn to find Sturridge there. He was clear. Good ball by Nigel Glegg on this. Sturridge is clear. Arguably, he should have got the ball back a lot better than he did.
Claridge, well played. Taylor. Clarkson wins it off him, but can only play it straight to Watts. Grayson. That's a foul.
Yeah, this is the problem. They're slightly losing it now, Stoke, and they're giving fouls away in Leicester's half, and that gives Leicester time to compose themselves. And each time they do that, it's another half a minute that's spent.
Beglin loses out. And is it? Couldn't quite keep it in play then. He's working hard down that right touchline.
I don't think you could point the finger at any player on the field and say they haven't worked hard.
No, it's been that kind of game.
Oh, it has, hasn't it?
Parker just chips it through for Heskey. Claridge, the only man forward at the moment, but Taylor and Parker arriving. Good little trick there by Heskey, opens it up. A vital clearance by Sigurdsson. Otherwise, it would have been good night to Stoke City. Now Carruthers. Can they make something out of that near miss? Carruthers. And still Carruthers. It's a great run by Carruthers. Well, you can see what he was trying to do, just try to catch the keeper out on the near post. Good effort, really.
Yeah, Carruthers showing all that's good with Stoke City, taking the ball on, but just that final finish hasn't been there tonight.
There's Clarkson. And that's a useful looking ball into the box. Watts underneath it, Walsh is there too. Lennon gets it away. Pumped back in by Wallace. And finally Heskey lifts it clear of immediate danger. Parker knocking it out for a Stoke throw in the end.
Bravo! Bravo!
He was determined to win that one, Clarkson. Sigurdsson. This is Devlin. Go on. Caught in possession by Izzet. He's got Claridge in support here. This looks a dangerous break by Leicester City. Taylor absolutely storming forward, and he's done brilliantly here, Taylor. Can he clinch it?
Oh, that's a good tackle.
That looked like curtains for Stoke City, I have to say. But what a brilliant piece of defending, Jim.
Oh, this is a great tackle, this is. You think it's all over here because, oh, didn't he come in well?
Superb saving tackle by Sigurdsson has kept his side in with a glimmer of a hope. Given away though by Stoke. Walsh, Heskey to his left. Martin O'Neill would love a goal now, all right. Heskey battling away there, and steady on, boys.
Don't get involved, lads. Come on.
No, it's not been that kind of night. We don't want to see that.
No, it hasn't. There's been two super matches. You don't want that.
In fact, considering the level of commitment, it's amazing that we haven't seen any sort of unpleasant incidents, really. Can't speak highly enough of the attitude of the players, really.
It's been excellent.
Claridge, good trap. And he played it straight to the ref. Wallace came in and looks for Sturridge down the corner. And Walsh has got the ball away. We are now into the final minute at the Victoria Ground as Clarkson comes forward for Stoke City. Knocks it in long for Gleghorn. It was an awkward ball for him though. Little chips it into the penalty area. And Leicester get a free kick. very, very grateful indeed. Well, Martin O'Neill took his previous club, or at least 2 clubs ago, in fact, Wycombe Wanderers, to Wembley 3 times in various competitions, then that short spell at Norwich, and it looks like he's taking Leicester back to the famous stadium in his first season in charge.
Well, it'll be their 4th appearance, only in 5 years, so they know what it's about.
Stoppage time being played now at Stoke City, with Leicester 1 goal in front. And surely only a minute or so away from yet another playoff final. Parker trying to urge one final effort from players and supporters alike, I think, with that gesture.
I think they're just consolidating at the back now.
And that's it, it's all over. Leicester City are at Wembley and into the playoff final for the 4th time in 5 years. A remarkable achievement by the club and also by the new management team in their first 4 months in charge. And Gary Parker's goal was the golden moment for Leicester City, which sends them back to Wembley again. And now, possibly, just 90 minutes away from a return to the Premiership. Stoke City can take some satisfaction as well from their tremendous season. No one truly expected them to get this close to the playoff final. They've done marvellously well, but Leicester's extra 10% of quality told in the end. And it's Leicester who have a Wembley date. Final score here tonight, Stoke City 0, Leicester City 1. And that 1 goal was enough to realise the Wembley dream.
I thought we played very, very well in the game. It was a hard place to come to, Victoria Ground, and we knew that we were going to be in for a real battle. You know, Sundays was a battle, and I thought that they shaded it on Sunday. Tonight, we've done it when it mattered.
In fairness to Stoke, they battle right to the very end.
As I knew they would do. The Lou McCarry team will battle right to the end and beyond that. And but overall, I thought we were deserved winners.
The best team won, Gary, that's for certain. We didn't do enough tonight, and we lost the goal just after half-time, and I thought we steadily got worse as the game progressed into the later stages of the game. But that's what happens in a cup tie when your team's given their all in the first leg and they have a little setback just after half-time, which I thought was a killer for us, really. And I say from then on, I never really thought we were going to get back into the game.
Disappointing, but at least your lads kept battling.
Disappointing. We've probably picked tonight to play the worst game we've had this season, especially at home, which can happen when you get near the end of the season. And unfortunately, can happen when you get near the playoffs. But the best team won by far, and we wish them well in the final.
Well, the passion of the playoffs, Jim, was there for all to see, but we saw the 90 minutes, and that wasn't a classic by any stretch.
It was a classic cup tie. It was highly competitive. I mean, nobody held back on any of the tackles. There was a lot at stake. They both went at each other from the off. It was incredibly scrappy. No, it wasn't pretty, but typical cup tie stuff.
Actually, Martin O'Neill reverted to the system for Leicester, which Mark McGee, his predecessor, was very successful with at the start of the season. That sort of 5-man midfield with Gary Parker anchoring the thing and orchestrating everything.
That was the difference tonight. I mean, Martin O'Neill should give himself a good congratulatory pat on the back tonight for bringing him back. He came on a sub on Sunday, but tonight he started him from the off, and he was the difference between the sides. I mean, he's still got a Premiership brain. He's playing at a lower level, and he set up so many attacks here. We just see him flicking the ball away when Stoke were closing him down. Leicester are able to go and build an attack from there. They get a free kick from this one. But all night long, he was very intelligent. His awareness is superb as well. And here's a lovely little example. He's had a look before the Stoke players come. He's taken out of the game, but he still found his man. Leicester are able to go and build again. And Parker quickly picked himself up. And here he is in the centre circle looking to get involved again.
He doesn't seem to be the most popular guy with Martin O'Neill.
No, he's had his troubles, but what a goal he scored tonight. Taylor made a good run, got the ball to Heskey, and I thought he did so well to pull the ball back from the byline, and you just won't strike a ball any sweeter than that. I mean, right through it, and that was a classic. And then, of course, when you've got that 1-0 lead, you want an experienced head to make sure you're going to keep ball. And here, delightful skill from Parker, beats Gleghorn and Wallace, and after he's done the hard bit, you've got to make sure he follows it up with the easy bit, and there's the simple pass, and Leicester were able to retain possession. And as the two managers admitted, you know, on the night, he was the difference, and Leicester deserved their victory.
But with that five-man midfield, Jim, he's well protected. I mean, if you let him play, surely if you don't put someone on him, then he is going to destroy you like he did.
You remember on Sunday, Ray Wallace and Nigel Gleghorn, they've got that little bit of bite in midfield, the muscle, the physical presence, if you like. Parker wasn't there, and by playing the extra man, and especially with Parker being in the free role, he was able to just use his head, use his experience to just, you know, move about the midfield, see where he was going to pick up the better ball, and he did that all night. And frankly, the two Stoke midfielders just couldn't get at him.
Yeah, I said it wasn't a classic game by any stretch, but there were some, you know, sort of interesting things to sort of analyse. And one thing I want to throw at you, Jim, is why were the Stoke strikers tonight so isolated? Yeah, they've scored so many goals, Sheeran and Sturridge this season, but tonight they looked like they were playing on their own.
No support. I mean, this is lovely. This is early on from Sheeran. The control and turn all in one movement. Unfortunate with the shot, it wasn't the best. But this is an example of the ball being played up to Sheeran. Now, great control under pressure. Now, you're looking for a midfielder to be running past you at this stage. Little bit of help. It's not there. The ball's gone. Whitlow gets it away. Sheeran is left to try and slide in. And I think towards half-time, Sheeran was just sick and tired of not having any help coming through from midfield. It's a delightful ball from Clarkson that sets him away. And he's not even looking up at this stage. He thinks, well, there's not going to be any support anyway. I'll try and take on two defenders. Now, that's always going to be a tough thing to do, and Walsh was able to get that one away. And I mean, those two have been incredible this season.
But he was running down a cul-de-sac anyway there, Jim, wasn't he?
Yeah, no support all night long. I felt sorry for Sturridge and Sheeran.
OK, well, answer me this one. The substitution of Martin Carruthers. I mean, he came on, a big target man, and yet he didn't play in that role. I didn't understand that.
There was enough experience on that Stoke bench, and this is classic. I mean, they're 1-0 down, semi-final, second leg. They've got to throw everything into the box. And the biggest guy they have is Carruthers. Now, he's on the pitch now, and yet they're playing up to two small strikers, and Watts and Walsh all night long were able to just head it away. Here, when Wallace puts it back in, Walsh gets it away again, and there's Carruthers on the edge of the box. He should have been right there in the mix competing.
Well, just to conclude very quickly, maybe it's a good thing Stoke didn't go up, because whether they'd have survived up there would be very doubtful with the finances they have.
He's had no money to spend this season. It doesn't look as if he's going to have much more to spend next season, so it probably is just as well. Blessing in disguise, maybe.
OK, but certainly well done to Lou. It's been a fine season for them to even get this far. Well, after the break, the Capital Connection, Crystal Palace against Charlton. And it's Advantage Palace with Selhurst Park packed out.
This is cross again towards Lieberman and towards Newton. Oh, a great save that.
Welcome back. After a kamikaze start on Sunday, Crystal Palace hit Charlton with the old 1-2 to make themselves strong favourites to claim one of the places for the First Division final at Wembley. Over 20,000 for London's own knockout final. We join Brian Moore.
Palace trying so hard to keep their feet on the ground after their 2-1 win at Charlton in the first leg. Now make one change. The central defender, Leif Anderson, the Norwegian, has picked up an injury. And Palace now plunge 19-year-old Robert Quinn into the action for only his second game. David Hopkin and Gareth Davis are still on the injured list. Charlton also have a change forced on them. Mark Robson has a leg injury, so Steve Brown, normally a right back, comes into the midfield to partner Lee Bowyer, with John Robinson reverting to the left flank. And 35-year-old Gary Nelson gets a recall to the attack alongside Carl Lieberman. He replaces Bradley Allen, who drops to sub. The referee tonight is Terry Heilbron from County Durham. Well, a big test then for young Robert Quinn, a youngster from Kent. As I say, only his second full game. He came on as a sub on Sunday. And another game chalked up for the 35-year-old Gary Nelson. This is 714th in a splendid career. White-hot rivalry between these two South London sides, and everything at stake tonight. in this first all-London clash in the 10-year history of the playoffs. Charlton tonight in the white strip, they've changed. Palace in the red and blue. And the first touch of the ball for the Charlton keeper, Andy Pedersen. And tension on the bench as well. Alan Curbishley in the centre there, the Charlton manager. Nelson now for Charlton, their first real attack. No free kick, but they get a corner, which Robinson will take. Chris White's forward for this, and Balmer. Leeburn at 6'3", once again the obvious target. Number 8 there. But they were defending really well in numbers there. Crystal Palace, and Nadar hooking it up to Friedman, who's had a terrific season with 20 goals, and he plays the ball nicely for Nadar, and still Nadar, a chance now. Can Houghton finish it off? It's there! Ray Houghton for Crystal Palace. Look at that joy on his face. He knows that will go a long, long way towards booking a Wembley place for Crystal Palace now. They've increased their advantage from a 2-1 from the first leg to a 3-1 aggregate. Nadar does well. It falls loose for Ray Houghton. Well, I was privileged to see Ray's goal in New Jersey in the World Cup for the Republic of Ireland against Italy, and that brought him tremendous joy. But you could see on the look on his face, that was not far from being in second place. Quick break here for Viet, but Rufus held him off. And Charlton all hands to the pumps at the moment. Pitcher again. Free kick for the home side. Quickly taken by Houghton. Finds Dougie Friedman. Viet's in the middle. Nadar's in the middle. Kenny Brown's in the middle too. But Jackson got that away. Pitcher versus Leeburn. Rufus gets it away. Offside against Nelson. Ron Nodes, the chairman, on the right. Dave Bassett, the Crystal Palace manager, on the left. What a warm, glowing feeling they must have early on tonight. John Robinson with his free kick. Oh, there's a possibility here. White had a dab at it. So did Leeburn. And there's a lot of hacking going on there. And the referee will give what? It'll be a drop ball. Now, that could be interesting. Just look at that huddle there. Goodness, it very nearly fell for Charlton. In the end, it was Kenny Brown with a really good overhead kick that brought relief. This is where the chance fell, actually. Chris White was in there. It was Leeburn who had a shot save. And then, in a sense, all hell broke loose. Martin eventually got hold of it. Rufus. Sean Newton. He's trying to get that through to Robinson. Might just do it. Oh, Robinson got a touch on it. The keeper's out. Leeburn will leap for this one. There's his header. Kicked off the line by David Tuttle. And Suddenly the attack was on there for Crystal Palace until Rufus stepped in, but that was very nearly a golden opportunity for Charlton to get right back in the game. Linesman flagging, a free kick for Charlton. This really was close, and it was persistent play there by Robinson. And Martin stranded for a moment. Up jumps big Carl Leeburn, and it's kicked off the line by David Tuttle. Rufus with the free kick for Charlton. Hit towards Leeburn again. Jackson pumping it in once more. Viet trying to get it there. Bowyer just dinking it in. Tuttle got it away. Chris White knocks it back again. Ken Brown gets this one away. Robinson's there again. Nelson's in there too. Bowyer had come up quickly. Steve Brown. Here's Rufus. Another play. Charlton so close to that equalising goal, and as I say, it's the work of Robinson here. Martin started to go. There was actually a little push there by Robinson, which the referee had noticed, but he crossed it back beautifully there and banged off the line by Tuttle. An accidental trip there. Andy Roberts. Robinson. There's his cross again towards Leeburn and towards Newton. Oh, a great save that by Nigel Martin. And the ball had gone out to the corner. It's a good cross by Robinson. Leeburn jumped for it, but it was Newton's header. That would have just crept in the far post. Good work by Nigel Martin. Charlton's corner looking for an equaliser here as half-time approaches, but not there. Nadar gets it away. Newton. Back to Robinson again. Jackson. A great one-handed save. It's a foul by Nadar. Yeah. Not given. The referee put his whistle to his lips for a moment there and changed his mind. He hasn't now. There's the half-time whistle. A blistering first half. They've got off to a rousing start for the Palace fans, with Ray Houghton scoring in the first 5 minutes to extend their aggregate to 3-1. So the half-time score here in this vital playoff game at Selhurst Park is Crystal Palace 1, Charlton Athletic 0. Charlton kick off the second half. A slightly different fashion as Bowyer aims a long shot towards Nigel Martin, but it didn't come off. And it's very much the form team. They've lost only 4 out of 21 since Dave Bassett took over. Charlton thinking of making a substitution, Jamie Stewart. Fullback. Side for Robinson. White. Chris White again. Bringing in a long one towards Leeburn. Okay. Looks as though there's a double substitution. David White, a striker's coming on. Chris White, the defender, and Gary Nelson are going off. So Nelson and Chris White go off. David White, a striker, and Jamie Stewart, a left back, comes on to replace Chris White. Here to pushes it forward. Friedman motoring down that flank, but Palmer gets there first. And now Edworthy with the throw. Worthy again, getting it back from Friedman. Oh! It looked to be a bad cross, that it wasn't going to reach Nadar or Brown, who'd gone motoring in. In the end, though, it just for a moment had Pedersen in trouble. Pitcher. And the ball goes behind. Well, a streaker has run the length of the field, and there's problems there amongst the players for the challenge that has left Darren Pitcher on the deck. Everything happening all around at the moment, and the referee trying to keep Andy Roberts away from the scene. The referee decided to take no action for an incident that left Pitcher on the ground. Quinn putting it away in a touch. Good throw there by Jackson. Lieber getting a touch on it. And Palace getting it away under a good deal of pressure. Pumped in again by Rufus. The flag is up. Well, White has put the ball in the net, but the flag was up long before he did so. And things are getting just a little hot out there now. The stakes are high, and the temper's with them. The flag by now was up for an offside against David White, but it was a cool bit of finishing for all that. Great break through the middle by Mark Edworthy, the fullback, and now he's gone wide. Now what's his cross right? It's a good-looking one towards Kenny Brown. Friedman again, looking to find some way of finishing it off. No penalty, goal kick. Good decision by the referee too. Wriggling performance here, and the referee decided that was a goal kick. There's some good play here by Friedman. Knows that we're halfway through the second half now, and Wembley is looking a very strong possibility. Charlton throw, Stewart with it, Robinson. Bowyer. Oh, and the header there. In the end, tackle. It was young Robert Quinn's header that suddenly put them in trouble. And as Martin desperately tried to get back, it was David Tuttle. Bowyer made things difficult. The number 5 heads back towards his own goal, Robert Quinn. And in the end, Tuttle puts it over his own crossbar for Charlton's corner. Chances, fleetingly, are still there for Charlton. Here comes the corner. Newton's shot, driven really well, but he hit Pitcher with it. Now Jamie Stewart, knocked in again. They would claim a handball there, but the referee saw nothing, and he was probably right. Ooh, mistake there by Pitcher. Brown picks it up, looks for somebody to come in now, and it's Sean Newton. He's had a really good game. There's his cross. Pitcher kept it out. Newton again. There's his cross again towards Leburn. Behind for the goal kick. But this is a good spell for Charlton. And Sean Newton is on the end of most things. Substitution then for Charlton. Now they're taking off Matt Jackson, the fullback, and bringing Bradley Allen, a striker, on. So that means they're prepared now to take risks at the back in order to throw everything at the Crystal Palace goal. And Dave Bassett now down the pitch side. Pressure and the tension maybe has got to him as well on that seat in the stand. Up towards Lieber. It's a good header though by Roberts. Nadal. That wasn't the place to have lost it. Lieber's header. A goal kick to Palace. Quickly played in by Bowyer. Crystal Palace now want to make a substitution. Bruce Dyer coming on. And Dougie Freedman going off. Striker for a striker. Well, Dougie Freedman's had a terrific season. The Palace fans recognising that. And now young Bruce Dyer coming on. He's not had a bad one either. Well, he's a terrific leader, Ray Houghton. You can just see he doesn't believe it's over yet by a long way, although his part in the glory will be quite a considerable one for his performance on Sunday at the Valley and his goal here tonight. Shot wide from Dyer. Inside the last 5 minutes. Dyer catching it well, but just wide. Newton versus Kenny Brown. Well, Newton, who got the whole thing going in 55 seconds on Saturday. And off, some good work there by Nigel Martin. Bradley Allen was just in behind him, looking for that little flick on. And it was touched, in fact, by the defender. Allen couldn't quite get the one that really mounted, and Martin was on it like a ton of bricks. Referee looking at the watch again, and it's Palace who go through to Wembley. 1-0 winners on the night, 3-1 winners on aggregate. Ray Houghton's goal gives Dave Bassett's side another Wembley appearance and a possibility of bouncing straight back into the Premiership after one season out of it.
Well, it was a hard game. It was a cup tie. Charlton played very well tonight, and they battled us all the way. We got the great start we wanted to. Ray Houghton, a superb goal. We had one or two anxious moments, and the players were a bit nervous, but we've got the result, and we're absolutely delighted, obviously.
That early goal was crucial, wasn't it?
Well, it helped us because we wanted to win the goal. We didn't want to be living anxiously, and the fact that we got that, it meant Charlton had to score 2 to get level, or 2 to get 2-1 here tonight. And I always felt we could get another goal, but we didn't quite show enough inventiveness up front. But you know, that's me being a perfectionist.
Well, you must be absolutely delighted you came late in the season, and here you are going to Wembley.
Well, we've done part 1, there's part 2 to be done, and it's nice to be going to Wembley, and I'm pleased for the fans, the directors, and obviously myself and the players.
And 1 or 2 celebrations tonight, then?
I think we will. I'm just going back to Sheffield because I've got an operation tomorrow, so I'll have to take it easy.
Well, what's that for?
Oh, a varicose vein, but I should keep quiet.
All right, all the best.
Well, one of those managers, Jim, who never actually cracked it as a player, but what's his secret?
Man-to-man management. I mean, he's a superb motivator, and really I think Palace had gone stale all round until he came in, took over in February. They were lying 15th in the table. They've now lost only 4 out of their last 21 games, and that's a phenomenal achievement. And I've heard him interviewed once or twice, and I think he's actually surprised himself on this one. But he's going at it in style. It was the long ball up at Sheffield United. He liked athletes. Down at Palace now, I mean, he's got a few footballers in the side, the likes of Pitcher, Nda and Ray Houghton.
I mean, he doesn't stand any messing about either, does he? I mean, man-to-man management, if you like. I mean, he's apparently a pretty tough cookie.
Well, he's a disciplinarian. I mean, he likes his fines. I've spoken to 1 or 2 players that have played under him, and yeah, he doesn't mess about. If you make a mistake, you get punished.
But it seems that he can afford now or he wants to have creative midfield players, whereas in the past they were sort of hard Vinnie Jones types. And Ray Houghton, I mean, you play with him for Ireland. Yeah. I mean, he might be knocking on a bit.
Well, this goal is just a class written all over it. I mean, Newton does so well to get back, but it's gone to the wrong man. I mean, that's a cracker outside of the right foot. And when you actually see it from behind the goal, you'll appreciate it even more because he bends it round not only the goalkeeper, but the defender who's trying to get back to cover. There it is. He's looked up. outside the right foot, top corner, and Ray Houghton's got the experience, the cool head. He's captain now. He's his general on the pitch, and what a difference he's made to Palace as well.
Of course, when you've got the footballing brain, even though the legs might be getting a bit sort of tired as you get older, when you play like him, then it doesn't really matter. We've seen the likes of Gordon Cowans in the First Division this season.
There's Gordon Cowans, I mean, there's Gordon Strachan in the Premiership.
That's
there's
right.
Peter Beardsley, and Ray Houghton at a lesser level, shall we say, is standing out still.
Ray Houghton, who cracked it for Crystal Palace tonight. Right, the Second Division semi-finals next, and the possibility of a Crewe Blackpool get-together at Wembley. Blackpool have the easier task, having already established a 2-0 lead. 9,500 at Bloomfield Road for the tie with Bradford, and that's next. Welcome back. Blackpool's return to form didn't come in time for automatic promotion, but it certainly did for the playoffs, certainly judging by their 2-0 win at Bradford on Sunday. Surely they wouldn't squander that 2-goal lead tonight. Well, at Bloomfield Road and contemplating the prospect of Wembley, manager Sam Allardyce and director Billy Bingham with joint commentator Mike Sadler.
Not the brightest of starts to this match. Things can only get better. Here's Carl Schutt, former Leeds and Sheffield Wednesday man, of course. Tries one. Well, not a bad effort. Threat in the first leg, and looks to be so again. Meeting number 6 tonight, of course, between these two sides. Blackpool looking for their 3rd win. That's not particularly well cleared. May drop for Watson. Good strike, and a good snap save there from Jonathan Gould. Well, we've had fully 40 minutes, and really, stop-start stuff. Nothing concrete. Throw in for Bradford, though. Here's Duxbury to take it. Not cleared first time, still in there, and Carl Schutt has finished it off. The first goal of the night, and how important will that prove? It really does put Bradford back into this two-legged affair. Sloppy defending from the throw-in, but nothing sloppy about the finish. Schutt volleys home. 1-0 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. Well, I'm absolutely sure Sam Allardyce will have a word with his players if they go in behind. Lacklustre display, but they have maybe a chance to change it. Watson to Tony Ellis. Can he produce something here? Deflection off the bar! Desperately unlucky for Tony Ellis there. He scored in the first leg in a very similar position, and Nicky Moan's deflection almost gave him another one. There goes the half-time whistle then. Blackpool trailing to Carl Schutt's goal. 1-0 to Bradford at the break. I think most Seasiders fans thought after no wins in 6 games in April, their 2 successive victories had got them back on the right track. So far, though, tonight, very disappointing. Here's Andy Kiwomya for Bradford. Brian should see him off. No, Kiwomya's done well. Did it go out? Referee says no. This is dangerous. And that's a killer blow from Derek Hamilton. It's 2-2, and that could be so crucial. Kiwomya's persistence really paid off for Bradford. He had space, he picked his man out, and Hamilton struck his spot sweetly. 2-2, how important is that? Real tension around this Bloomfield Road ground. The fans very anxious, understandably, but 20 minutes left, plenty of time for Blackpool to impose themselves. Mark Bonner trying to do that, looking for Priest, still may fall for Priest! Off the crossbar and behind. 15 goals this season for Andy Priest. That would have been a timely moment for number 16. The defenders in a real tangle. Priest looking for the lob, so close. A few more seconds tick by as this game maybe inches towards extra time. Will we have that particular agony for the players and for many fans too, I reckon. Here's Kiwomya battling against Bryan. Blackpool player wins that encounter, but only at the cost of a throw-in. Wayne Jacobs will take it. Duxbury back to Jacobs. He's looking for an early cross, and Nixon hasn't come. It's bouncing around in there. This is dangerous. That's Stallard! And Stallard has scored the third for Bradford. And I wonder if that's the goal that ends Blackpool's dream. Again, messy defending. Nixon didn't come. Stallard reacted first. Perfectly placed shot. And that is a hammer blow. It's 3-2. And is it the end for Blackpool? Anywhere will do now. Just get it forward. You've just got to hope at this point. Hooked away. Hooked back in by Linnigan. But it's too late. There's the whistle. The Bradford bench are up in absolute delight. Mark Stallard's goal has sealed victory for them. It's Bradford who go forward to Wembley. But for Blackpool, they've got to do it all again next year.
Well, Jim, scenes of desolation and, well, understandably so. From 2-0 up to 3-2, they're out of it.
Well, I can't believe it myself. I mean, all those fans that have gone along to Bloomfield Road tonight must have just gone along expecting the formality to be completed, Blackpool win, and they're just completely stunned with that, as I am. I just can't believe it. I thought they'd done the job, but that's a disaster.
Well, there was a pitch invasion, but there was nothing nasty about it. I think they just felt so sorry for their team. As for Sam Allardyce, no excuses.
It's a fact of life. We've tossed it away, and really we've got to just make sure when we come back next season we're stronger, and we don't do this type of thing again. And you know, football can certainly deal out some cruel blows, and certainly here today we didn't do the job properly, and it's as simple as that.
I said to them today, we'd had a good meeting about it. I knew we could win, I knew we could beat them, but when we got the programme and Sam Allardyce's comments that they were playing for Wembley places, and over the next page over that was the travel arrangements for London Wembley. That was a little spare for my lads as well.
You've got to learn from it, haven't you? You've got to be stronger. You've got to be mentally stronger as well as being fit in this game, and this will make our lads a lot more mentally stronger, and myself. And you know, when the opportunity comes around next time, which will be next season, when we're in the promotion places, we'll make sure we don't slip at Bloomfield Road, because at the end of the day, it's here we lost it, nowhere else. We lost it here against Rotherham, here against Walsall, and here again tonight. And you know, that at the end of the day isn't good enough. But like I said, overall the season's been a very, very good season.
Well, I think obviously one thing that Sam has learned there is you don't motivate the opposition.
Well, I mean, Chris Kamara, he said it. They went there tonight, and when they saw those mentions in the programme, they thought, well, that'll do us. You know, it's motivated Bradford on the night, and they've gone out and done a fantastic job.
I mean, that's the thing that, you know, the people who don't like the playoffs, and I think we're in agreement that we're great supporters of them, that the team that finishes third just misses out on sort of the automatic spot, goes out of the playoffs to the team that just sneaks in sixth place.
Well, I mean, it's just a roller coaster ride for Blackpool. Blackpool had a disastrous end to the season, we know that. They should have gone up automatically. Seemed to be a pressure release on Sunday with a great win at Bradford, but it was back on it tonight. And I think it's playing at home in front of fans that are so expectant. We mentioned Sleeping Giant before, and I think it is up there. And the fact that the crowd was so expectant, you know, even in the programme, they were talking about the route to Wembley, etc., and it's backfired on them hugely.
Jim, you must have been in the position, you know, when you're expected to win, when you think you're home and dry, and then you go 1 down, 2 down, and then when that third one went in, I mean, they must have felt, well, hey, that's it.
Well, to be honest, I thought Bradford had a little bit of luck on the first goal. It just broke off Watson and fell to Carl Shutt. And here's the same thing. It's just a very kind break, and Stallard's picked up on it. It's got to be said that he's tucked it away very well, but I think on the evening as well, Bradford did have that little slice of luck that helps.
And Blackpool didn't, did they? I mean, a couple that sort of hit the bar, went close.
Blackpool didn't, but you've got to make your own luck out. And I mean, I remember at Leeds when we were promoted in 90, you know, and we nearly bottled it because of the expectancy, and it has gotten to them. And I know what Sam Allardyce is trying to say. Next season, that experience will really stand them in good stead, and I'm sure if they get in a position again next time, they won't slip up.
So you've got to lose out before you win.
Sometimes it happens like that. We were lucky back in 90 because we had a lot of experience. Blackpool probably didn't have as much as we had then, but they will benefit from it, although it hurts now.
Okay, well, Crewe gave themselves a task and a half tonight, allowing Notts County back in it on Sunday after establishing a 2-goal lead. So all square at Meadow Lane tonight, where the commentator is John Helm.
The prize on offer, a day out at Wembley Stadium for the second division playoff final. Notts County start as favourites as a result of their comeback at Gresty Road on Sunday. And remember, if the scores are level, then away goals count double. And here Notts County with Tony Garner allowing the ball to run right underneath his foot. It's not quite a simple equation tonight. Crewe have to score, that's one thing that's for sure. And now Notts County have chances here, Finnan into the area. There's the cross, it could have been put through his own goal almost. And that really was an unnerving moment for the Crewe defence as Finnan cracked it in. And we're a minute into time added on. And Mr. Lynch has seen enough, and he sends the players away to the dressing room. Still everything to play for at Meadow Lane. No goals in the first 45 minutes. It's still 2-2, the aggregate score. Howard Wilkinson, the Leeds United manager, among the interested spectators. David Pleat just on his left. You got a glimpse of him there. Well, there's certainly nothing pretty about this match. Murphy, the latest one to clatter the ball forward, and onside, says the referee. Martindale into the area, doesn't get it on the shot, doesn't cross the line either. There was no strength on Martindale's shot. It was still too hot for Gale though. It trickled past him and hit the inside of the upright and stayed out for the clearance to be effective. Such a quality there from Crewe, and here goes Adebola, and he might be in here. Dele Adebola. He's still got the chance if he can squeeze it in. Oh, how close can you go without scoring? Missed everybody. Found its way into Battersby inside the area. He's very strong and he's done well there. And a Garner has knocked a cross up here towards Finnan. And there's the goal for Martindale, which could be good enough to take Notts County to Wembley. Up from Savage, flicked up here, Adebola's in! What a save by Ward with the feet. The ball is for Adebola. Again he lunges on, he's got it into the area, chances here. Oh, wonderful save by Ward. Rivers can't believe it. Battersby gives chase. Loses it to Savage though, and Crewe have at least half a dozen in the area. It's in there, there's the header. Here's Unsworth again, hits it across. Must surely go in, Adebola! And how did that not go in? Some incredibly bad luck there for Crewe Alexandra. Notts County under siege with 2 minutes to go. And Dario Gradi's down on the touchline. You must have been wondering why they didn't play like this earlier. Here's another corner for them. The keeper stays on his line. It's flicked away. And Finnan's got the chance to break. Well, Mark Gale's not sure what to do. He wants to get up there into the action. It's laid off. Here's another chance for Westwood, and Ward makes the save again. It's another Crewe corner. Incredible scenes here at Meadow Lane. And Darren Ward is so much the hero of the moment, but there is still time for Crewe. It's knocked in there again. The keeper comes. He gets his fist to the ball and punches it out for yet another Crewe corner. All eyes in Nottingham are on Mr. Lynch, the little man in black. And that is it. Notts County go to Wembley. Dario Gradi shakes hands with his old friend Colin Murphy, says well done to him. Murphy and Steve Thompson have led Notts County back for yet another Wembley appearance.
We came here to win. We thought we could win. We changed our game pattern in order to win on an awful pitch. We didn't think we could play football on this pitch, so we didn't try. And we thought we'd put them under pressure. And really, in the end, you've got to say that we did that. A little bit better finishing, a little less quality goalkeeper against us. He was outstanding, made tremendous saves. I would think he's the man of the match. As Dave Sexton once said to me, we didn't lose the game, we just ran out of time.
Well, always philosophical. That's our Wembley weekend at the Swanee, Jim.
Absolutely, isn't it? I mean, Stoke, Blackpool and now Crewe, it's been
They've all gone.
Disastrous night all round, hasn't it?
I mean, Gary Martindale is the guy who's really sort of wrecked the end of Crewe's season. He got the last-minute equaliser at Gresty Road on Sunday, and then came up with that absolutely smashing winning goal. I mean, take nothing away from him there.
Well, it was a good header on Sunday, but, I mean, again, you can't hit a volley any better than this. That's just giving Mark Gale no chance in goal. He just simply powered it past him. It's a cracking strike.
Crewe, very briefly, possibly in the same situation as Stoke. If they had gone up, I mean, they'd have sold players, because they always do, then it could be that they come down again.
Absolutely, but I think when you go back to Sunday, 2-0 up at half-time and mistakes cost him, and I think all round it's inexperience. Yes, Dario Gradi has done a fantastic job. He's got some excellent youngsters, but you're probably right. Had they gone up, it could have been straight back down.
OK, well, just to complete the penultimate stage of the NZ League season, the third division deciders for the first of the Wembley finals.
Since they went into this match with a 2-1 cushion, you could maybe have forgiven the home side for sitting back early on. Not so. It took Robbie Painter just 17 minutes to increase the lead and effectively put an end to Hereford's hopes. And when Robert Blake was spelled by Tony James, Matt Appleby converted the spot kick and the route to Wembley was already being planned. Hereford did manage to salvage a little pride, Tony James the goal scorer, but it mattered not. It's Darlington who go through to the Twin Towers. They meet the winners of the night's other third division decider. Your commentator at Home Park is Martin Dean.
Ledbetter getting the flick on. Evans has got away, he's onside. Chance here for Mickey Evans to get the shot in, he scored! Mickey Evans has put Argyle ahead with just over 2.5 minutes on the clock. And that is the start that Argyle wanted. Well, Mickey Evans getting his 13th goal of the season. And I wonder whether that will be unlucky for Colchester. This is if it could be Barlow. And we'll try it. It's Ledbetter, in fact, who curls it, and it's in! Chris Ledbetter has made it 2-0 to Argyle. A cracking goal. It's his third goal of the season, and what a vital one it could turn out to be. Away by Logan. Oh, and a cracking shot from Mark Kinsella. He's done it again. Well, he can hardly believe it. It's a repeat of what happened at Layer Road. And a goal out of the blue from Mark Kinsella. Argyle caught for the first time on the night. A cracking shot from Kinsella. Looking to take on Simon Betts. Barlow getting the cross in. Coming in at the far post, it's gone in. And it's Paul Williams who scored the goal which could take Plymouth Argyle to Wembley. It was Martin Barlow getting the cross in. Paul Williams bravely up with a header on the far post.
So the domestic season is nearly over. The Wembley lineup on Bank Holiday weekend, that's the weekend after next. On Saturday, Darlington will play Plymouth. Then on Sunday, Bradford City against Notts County. And on Monday, the 27th, that's live on ITV, Crystal Palace against Leicester. Just briefly on that, Jim, as we have no local interest, who do you fancy to go into the Premiership out of those two?
I think Palace are going to do it now. I think they've been the best side in the playoffs all along, and I've seen nothing tonight that's going to make me change my mind.
OK, let's check the UEFA Cup final second leg result tonight. Bayern Munich on aggregate cruising at 5-1. A couple of things you might be interested to know, Jim. First club to win all 3 European competitions and a record 15 goals for Jurgen Klinsmann in one European campaign. That's not a bad night's work, is it?
Well, it's phenomenally scoring for fun. There's 1 or 2 rumours about that he may be returning to the Premiership. Personally, I can't see it, but it would be nice.
Now listen, in that Crystal Palace Charlton game, there was a bit of a thracar at one point, and look what we spotted there in the far.
What do you want me to say about this?
Left of screen.
He's a big lad. I mean, 15 stone, 16 stone.
I know what you mean.
I hope everybody else does.
And it was a cold night as well, because Lee Bowyer had gloves on, didn't he, throughout the match?
Protecting his manicure, I think, yeah.
Right, well, coming up on Granada tomorrow, you'll be able to see Euro 90-6 debate. That's at 11:40. The panel includes Alex Ferguson and Glenn Hoddle. Then Sportsnet, Friday at 5:10. Well, from Jim and I, we're going to have a quick noggin and
good night,
and then we're off. Bye.
This programme was sponsored by Umbro.